What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Yo, I'm just laying down. I did ass forgot. I still gotta do a Fantastic Four fucking review. I think I watched this movie 2 weeks ago, which is like a month and a half after it dropped. I'm pretty sure. So I ain't don't. Just every video, just uh don't mind spoilers, cause I'm gonna just spoil everything whether I watch it the day of or not. But we got Fantastic Four First Steps. I did a reaction, shitty ass reaction video. I think all the way back in March. I'm not sure. It's probably it's been longer than that. But I honestly didn't know much going into it. I know Galactus was in there. I think that was about it. That's all I knew before watching the movie, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna be good. And I didn't want to watch any more trailers, because it was still fresh in my mind when the movie dropped. So I don't know, because people were either saying it was boring or it was really good. So I watched that at home. I didn't go to theaters. I normally do these type of videos for movies I watch in theaters, but this one gets a pass because it's a Marvel movie. But final thoughts about the movie? This shit was boring as fuck. It's one of the most boring like superhero movies I ever watched. Uh, last time I watched a boring ass hero movie, I think it was Ant-Man Quantumania, but this wasn't like that was the bad movie. That shit was just so cheeks. Like that shit need to be deleted off the face of the earth. But Fantastic Four, it's a good family movie. If you want to take a little sibling or your child out to see it, they'd love it. Or like just a kid who fucks with Fantastic Four, I think it's pretty good for a Fantastic Four movie. But the first what is a trilogy? A trilogy is like three movies, but the first two that came out, the one with Captain America's Human Torch, that shit is the best implementation of the characters. I think that's the right word. But like that's the best the characters have been shown on the big screen, and I think that still holds up because First Steps, I'll talk about each character individually, so yeah, I know what my opinion is. So first off, the Thing is my favorite member of the group, and his design is fire. I'm not a huge fan of the outfits, but I think they're pretty cool. Not cool, but they're pretty decent. Especially, it makes sense for the time the movie's based on. So I'm not a hater on the suits or nothing, but the Thing looks cool. He's very comic accurate. I'm a sucker for comic accuracy. But his character, I don't know, man. It just he didn't really click for me, and I think that was their point. I think they didn't want to go over his origin like the other two like franchises did. I don't think franchise is the right word, but 2015 and the old shit. Uh, but it kind of just got me drawn away from the character, and that nigga butchered the clobbering time moment. That shit was horrible. The build up was so fire. I think that was the only thing I was excited for going into it, and that shit just fell flat. Yeah, he didn't do it justice. So the Thing was a disappointment in my opinion. And then we got Human Torch. He was my favorite in the movie. He pretty funny, typical Human Torch shit. Pretty important too to the story. Um, his powers look cool. Not much on him because it was just a boring movie altogether. And we got Invisible Woman. I keep wanting to call her Miss Invisible. I don't know why, but we got Invisible Woman. She's kind of like the leader. I don't know how it was in the comics, but my perception of her, she was never the leader. Mr. Fantastic was always leading charge, so I didn't have an issue with that. I knew that going into it. Um, I didn't have an issue, but I hope she was gonna be like what's the word I'm looking for? I was hoping she'd be a convincing leader if they were gonna go that route, because I know for a fact she was gonna be the main one talking, and she was. And I ain't gonna hold you, as a leader, I'm not convinced, man. Like her powers is kind of decent, typical invisible girl shit. But as a leader, man, I don't see her leading the charge, and I think she's gonna be the main leaders for the Avengers, and I hate that idea. Not because she's a girl, but like she's just not. I'm not gonna look at her and be like, oh, this is the one who's gonna save our world. You know, even if they defeated Galactus, I'm just not convinced. She kind of, I don't know. Like her speeches were weak. People were glazing her speeches like that was some Captain America shit. What she said, I'm not gonna sacrifice my child for this world, and I won't sacrifice the world for my child. Niggas was going crazy for that, but I'm like, nigga, that's like, I don't know. I sound like a hater at this point, but I ain't jacking her. Um, and we got, I guess, Mr. Fantastic. This nigga Pedro Pascal fucking killed, massacred my boy. That's exactly what he did to Mr. Fantastic. You know, he sound like a pure nerd, and I know Mr. Fantastic ain't supposed to be so swaggy, but he just lacks so much fucking confidence. I never seen such a, oh my god, man, he's just so, he fucking, and it's probably not even Pedro's fault. And I'm not the type that'll shit on a character for looks, but he just doesn't look the part, man. I know he's a Spanish dude. I don't know exactly what, but it just doesn't look the part. Like everybody, I don't know, man, because you don't like. It's not bad to race swap a character, and this isn't even like a pure race swap. Like some people loved his look as Mr. Fantastic, but like me, it just, he looked out of place, man. And then the way they had him acting like a geek with no fucking confidence at all. He was doing dumb shit throughout the movie, and then his powers look so useless. Like, ah man, it's just this team ain't convincing, man. Like, I hate that they're gonna be a main plot device with Doomsday, and I know it has to be. Like, Doctor Doom is their main villain. Um, but it's like, damn, bro, you could have made them way more like convincing as heroes. Like, yeah, they don't have to be overly confident. They don't always gotta have a set plan, but shit, at least make it seem like they're confident in improvising. Like, I don't know, this team just looked weak as shit. And then the movie was just boring. Galactus looked cool, but he never really posed as a threat. The Silver Surfer looks horrible. That CGI looks fucking trash. And I know you can't really, you can only do so much to make Silver Surfer look good. So, you know, they're forced to use CGI, but she just looked horrible. I wasn't really into her character like that. Who else was in this fucking movie? I think that was it. You know, atmosphere was cool, but I'm gonna end this yap session. I'm gonna give Fantastic Four a 6 out of 10. They could have did way better, especially for characters I knew for a long while. And they don't gotta be exactly the same, obviously, but you know, I'm just disappointed at how it came out. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments if y'all have any. I think the next, damn, I don't even know what movies is coming out. Like, shit, it's gonna be a while until our next movie review. But yeah, man, Fantastic Four First Steps, 6 out of 10. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.